William Hunt Savile sponsors the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.
They want you outside. Who? What for? The crew. You need to shoot the intro. Can't you do it? No, I did it last week. You did it this week, no, I'll do the next two. No, you said that last time, I ended up doing three. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. I did Travos, I did Saint-Pierre.
Right, I need one of you pair outside now.
It's his turn.
I don't care who does it, I just need one of you.
I'll do it then, shall I? The Trilby Tour returns to the Buckinghamshire for our most fraternal affair yet. The Trilby Twos, a pairs competition.
For the second year running, the Trilby Twos returns to the glorious Buckinghamshire golf course. With all our regional qualifiers in the bag and the World Championship final still a week away, the Trilby Tour takes time out to enjoy a relaxing day in the sun. The Trilby Twos allows friends old and new to team up, talk tactics and take on the Bucks. 18 holes to determine who will be the top two. Coming up in the show, you can enjoy the highlights of the golfing day in regular play. There's madness and magnificence in an unusual playoff, and there's a usual mix of mishits by misfits in Rogues Gallery. Now to the man who's seeing double, Rob Lee.
Thank you, Mac, and welcome to the beautiful Buckinghamshire for the Trilby Twos. It's a pairs competition, well over 100 people taking part, and they're playing for the final four spots to get into a unique playoff. We're playing the Buckinghamshire the other way round, so we finish on that beautiful 9th hole, which is now the 18th in our competition today. So, to the first tee, and this is George Crowe, who's never missed a Trilby Tour season. And with the driver at the 430-yard opener. Ramrod left arm. Applause. Do I hear a little smattering? I do. Slightly off target. He might have tree trouble. But the format is 2-ball, better ball, Stapleford. Everybody in a good mood. That's nice. Well, William's out and about. He's busy as usual. Let's see who he's talking to on the first tee.
Boys loving the hats.
Yes, we just got them prepared for the day. I thought it'd be a nice little touch for the day, just to say where we're from.
Have you put the same preparation to your game?
I think so, yes. We came over the night before, we walked the course, we have a good yardage, and we have two young lads on the bag here for a member from Buckinghamshire.
Last year you got to the semis. Are we going to go on better than that and get right the way through to the final and maybe take it back to Ireland?
We're going to try. We did have a great score to qualify for the top four, and we just fell short of the mark, but this year we hope to go one better.
Kevin, we've seen you this year just miss out with a shootout. How did that feel?
Very disappointing, but hopefully we can go one better this year and take the cup home with us.
So to the first tee, and Kevin Commons, who's a 3 handicapper. Nice. Very nice. Little unfortunate. Wanted a little break to the right there. Okay, back to William, who's got brothers Paul and Mark Rogers.
Brothers in arms.
Yep.
Now, Paul, you've got that experience.
Yeah, just
Tell us what you've been through this year.
quite a bit really. I had a good win at the Holland Hall, which was a surprise, which I expected to be in the top 10, but obviously went the full way, full distance, and hope we can do it again today.
How's it feel, your brother being a champion and playing with him by his side today?
Well, it's obviously going to take the pressure off me. He's playing well at the minute. It's the ball well, so looking forward to it.
I'm seeing a little bit of Darren Goff in Paul Rogers. Tee shot. Just fading slightly, but there's not too much trouble down the right. And that one okay. Well, Barry Lavers and Stuart G are down on the first tee now, and they're talking to William.
Barry, who are you going to blame this year?
Stuart.
Stuart, broad shoulders?
I'm ready to go.
You going to carry him?
Well, I'm going to try. Yeah, see what happens.
He's the Trilby Tour Nearly man.
Let's hope it changes.
This year something's going in the water. Me, you, or me clubs.
In which order? If you win, what's going? We're all going in.
If I win, I'm going in. If I lose, you're going in.
I'm running now. You just like to see me in neoprene. That's all it is, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. On a serious note, Barry, home course, big talk every year. If you can't do it this year,
no excuses. That's why the clubs go. If this year the clubs go in the water if we don't win, followed by you.
Well, all three men under pressure. There's not a good outcome for anybody there. Now then. Oh, a little soft knee shuffle through the ball. There's definitely some DNA amongst the Presley family there with that move at the hips. Back to William.
You absolutely murdered the field last year with your tactics and your skills and your experience. What's the tactics this year?
I guess we're going to try and play ourselves into the tournament like we did last year and see where we need to be, hopefully keep our eye on the scores. If we get a good front nine out of the way, we think we can attack the back nine here more than the front. So that's the plan really, is to try and pick up a few on the front and then see where we're after nine.
Who's captain today?
It depends who's playing well, I guess.
Yeah, we don't really have one, to be fair. Paul's going to tee off first.
Yeah.
So we'll take it one shot at a time. One shot at a time.
Now, so far, guys, this year, I mean, everyone's looking for you to win things, but it's not happened. Is this going to be the day it turns?
You never know, do you? Golf's a funny game. I suppose, okay, Trilby Tour-wise this year, we haven't had probably the success that we would have normally have had, but there's some good players coming up through the ranks, some young guns coming in, and they're going to test our mettle, and that's what we're here to be done. We're here to be tested.
Do you feel that you're there to be shot at now?
Well, I'm sure if you speak to the likes of Tom, then yes, we are. But it's all on the day, isn't it? You know, I mean, yeah, that's just what golf's like. You can be playing the best golf of your life. You come out to play in the comp and looks like you've never seen a club before. So we're only amateurs, and that's unfortunately that's just the way it goes. Yeah.
There's people here to beat you today. Who's your biggest rivals?
I think our biggest rivals will be ourselves. You know, if we don't play to our normal performance, then that's the only people that can beat us. That's how we see it. If we play to our potential, then we'll be there or thereabouts.
Paul Rocky Llewellyn. And another one easing its way right, but no problems. It's fine. All right, William's been ferreting around, and he's got some technical advice for us from James Graham.
James, the vanity of blades.
Yeah, we've seen a few sets today, William, where people have got blades in the bag which look fantastic, they feel fantastic when you get it right, but the reality of it is they're not that easy to use.
It's quite intimidating when you see a guy with blades in his bag.
Yeah, the first thing you think is, wow, this guy must be a good player if he's good enough to use blades. As I say, it's mainly a vanity thing that people do that. Just to show you here, you have a blade which is very, very straight, there's no forgiveness there whatsoever, versus a cavity back. When you have a cavity, you have a lot more space. You can make it very thin at the sole, take the weight away from the face, make the golf club face thinner, get a cavity back in there. It's going to make the game an awful lot easier.
It's going to spread the weight across the face.
It spreads the weight, gets a huge sweet spot in the middle, the weight very far back so it goes in the air. All these things you can't do with a bladed iron.
Well, sometimes players still complain that the sweet spot's not big enough. Is it sweet for Lloyd Hune at the 7th? Well, it is. He's putting pretty good. He's playing with Mick Conroy. Philip Spratt Callahan, 10 handicapper. Paul Mackay is his partner. And the green's very receptive, so the players loving the conditions at the Buckinghamshire. Fourth hole, 448 yards from the tees of the day. And this is getting better and better and better. What a beautiful approach from Dave Stevens. Rob Williams, not the Robbie Williams, but Rob Williams alongside him. Phil Pease at 9. Gareth Perry watching on. And that's the best we've seen. Wonderful approach. Now either he's Gulliver and his caddy's a Lilliputian, or there's something going wrong. Maybe it's aspect with the cameraman. Sheringham. First name Teddy. You might have heard of him. Alongside his partner Bradley Curtis. Desperate to do well in the Trilby Tour event. And he's at it again. Hang on. Whoa, he's just a good player without any luck, Teddy. No luck for Mr. Sheringham. Tough out here. Hune's birdie putt at the 7th. Right across the green. Easy, easy. Look at the speed. Beautifully smooth. The greens today at the Buckinghamshire. Spratt Callahan's birdie putt at the 2nd. Almost. Almost. Well, he and his partner, Paul Mackay, 38 points. That might be good enough. We will see. Top 4 pairs this time go through the playoff. Let's have a word with Coach Barney.
Coach, the pairs today, what's the difference?
Difference, I think, is a bit more relaxed today. It's a different dynamic to being on your own. You always feel like you've got someone behind you helping you out. So you could see the difference today compared to the individual events, definitely.
Yeah, it's quite giggly on the tee there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of confidence there that you've got somebody else that's going to help you out. They don't always, of course, but I think there's always that feel there.
Do you think that might sort of undo them a little bit? Forget they need to start scoring from hole 1?
I think so. It might be a little bit over-relaxed at the start. There was definitely a little bit of stuff going on and a few of them hitting it in the trees. So I think they'll soon get their game faces on when they get to the 2nd.
Alex Stoner alongside Chris the Iceman Dyson. Stoner with a fairway wood at the 13th. 447 yards, another tough par 4, and that is a brilliant approach shot. One of the best of the day. Stevens' birdie attempt at the 4th. Go on, keep coming, come on. Oh! That needed a referee. However, Williams and Stevens combined 38 points, joint clubhouse lead. Good performance. Teddy back in the sand at the 11th. Things going well though, 23 points to this stage. And a full swing with a sand wedge. Catching the downslope and just releasing a little bit. Phil Pease playing with Gareth Parry. All in all of a good day. 3 pairs now on 38 points. Pease and Parry, all the peas. 2 peas in a pot of peas. Seventh and Hune, no problem at all. Another pair, Hune and Conroy, 38 points. If you want to make sure you're going to be playing at the end, you've got to get past 38 points. How about Teddy Sheringham's par putt? Back and through, very simple style, letting him down on this occasion. But Curtis and Sheringham, 39 points. Chances. One of the good par 3s at the Buckinghamshire is the 12th, 212 yards. And Barry Lavers playing alongside Stuart G, cutting this one. It needs a good bounce. Well, it's got that. Come on. Well, that's just the best shot we've seen. Hit a flag. Oh, it should have been a hole-in-one. Not too many of those in the Trilby Tour. Partner absolutely thrilled. Stoner's pre-shot routine. Will it pay dividends here at 13? Go on. Oh, so close. So close. 39 points, ties the clubhouse lead with his partner Chris Dyson. Very well played. Remember, it's 2-ball, better ball, Stapleford. And Barry Lavers, well, that's the birdie putt at 12. Will his confidence pay off? We'll find out after the break.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
Welcome back to the Buckinghamshire Golf Club and the Trilby Twos. So, well over 100 people trying to get through to the final. 4 pairs will play off in a special amended playoff. I'll explain a little later how that's going to work. To the third, Mark Rogers playing with his brother Paul, who William spoke to earlier on. And that's quite a long putt up that tier. Kevin Commons representing himself, his partner and Ireland. Bunkered at the 6th. Oh, and it's a smash and grab. That is a shot of the highest quality from Commons. They don't come much better than that. 13th hole, 447 yards. Stroke 3 in the index. Carl the Power Powell, his partner Sam Clark, and they'll both be really enjoying every inch of that one. Hardly a breath of breeze here at the Buckinghamshire. Perfect golfing conditions. Mark Rogers with the approach putt at 3. And getting the speed right when you've got to come up a tier, it's never easy. But I'm not sure it's that difficult. Commons surely going to tap this one in. And he does do. That's a brilliant up and down from there. Ireland celebrates knuckles. We don't do knuckles on the Trilby Tour. We don't do knuckles. Powell's putt at 13. 26 points for the pair so far. Nearly. Very nearly. The comeback putt for Rogers at that 3rd hole. Remember the first one? Skating by. Back up the hill. Got to hit it. Oh, and does do. It was oh so straightforward. Shouldn't have doubted him. But brothers Rogers, 40 points, the new clubhouse leaders. If it starts with a 4, it must be good news. Sam Clark, who playing alongside Carl Powell, certainly made his contribution. This for a birdie at the 15th. So close. However, 40 points the pair. Looking very strong, Powell and Clark. Handicap 1, handicap 4. Not too much to play with there. Not too many gifts on the golf course.
So, with the high scorers making themselves known, we thought we'd have a quick peek at some of the pairs who didn't feel the need to trouble the top of the leaderboard. Brothers Craig and Lee Kirkby played a relatively consistent round, scoring 18 on the front 9 and another 18 on the way back. And maybe if this underhit putt on the 15th had made it to the top tier and stayed there, or they'd scored more than a single point on 18, we could have seen them in the playoff. As it was, 36 just didn't quite cut it. High handicappers Anthony Haywood and Kevin Budge took advantage of the strokes they received to score a respectable 14 and 15 on the front 9, but found the second half of the course hard going. Eventually, Anthony and Kevin came in with a combined better ball total of 34. Nice hats though, boys. Very nice hats. One of the father and son teams competing in the Trilby Twos, Ronnie and Ross Lear, managed to get round the entire course with barely a bad word between them. Dad Ronnie scored well on the last few holes, helped by an eagle from Ross on the 14th. But their combined final score of 35 left them just out of contention at the end of the day's play. Scoring honours were fairly even between this pair, David Hitchens and partner Greg Allward. But perhaps the outstanding piece of play was this superb approach shot on the 15th. One that ensured Hitchens finished this hole with a very useful birdie. Unfortunately, a 37-point total wasn't quite enough to see them through to the playoff. Reigning pairs champions James Vose and Paul Llewellyn struggled to recover from a slow start and continued in the same vein throughout their round. Uncharacteristic poor form from James left a line of twos running right across their scorecard. At the end of the day, their total of 36 points wasn't enough to stay in the race to retain their title. And finally, we saw young Aaron Studdart crowned champion of Wales earlier in the season and end up in virtually every playoff from then on. Sadly, that fine form temporarily deserted him in the twos. And with his dad Gary playing his usual duff game, they could only limp in with a combined 37. Let's ask William for his view on what the Trilby Twos is all about.
Trilby Twos is exactly the same as the Trilby Tour, except one score counts. Two guys play together, father, son, brother and brother, friend or ex-friend. Some of the scores may dictate today. I mean, one guy came with 6 points today. 6 points, ow. I couldn't help but just tear into pieces. But it's all about sort of teamwork and planning and plotting. And when the planning and plotting is over and you've realised you're not going to win, it's about having fun. It's a relaxed atmosphere today. The individual's all about pressure, pressure, pressure. You know, this is a sort of end of season-ish celebration of what we've been doing. And all the pairs are made up of guys that we've seen during the year. And quite a lot, which is great to say, is of people, friends that have been made, pairs that have been made during the season.
Well into the back nine now. Kurt Homewood and Kevin Taylor. That's Homewood's effort from the left-hand rough, not too far from the green. George Crow at the 15th, second shot. 354 yards, just a little positional shot off the tee, and then this wedge. And pin in a very awkward spot. Homewood at the 13th. Kevin Taylor watching that one go in. Look at the reaction. 41 points. Playing like champions, these two. New clubhouse leaders.
Thank you.
So 41 points the mark. George would like something to crow about. This goes in. And the birdie putt is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Ricky Sutter and his partner George Crow, 41 points. And you would expect a good day out here to be in the 40s if it's two ball, better ball. Final hole, the par 3. This is a lovely, lovely golf hole. Tom Muldoon at 18. Ordinarily the 9th when you played at Buckinghamshire. And that might just hang on. It does. 30-year-old Nathan Holt playing with Jason Knowles. 2-5 handicappers making progress today. What about Muldoon and his birdie putt at 18? 38 points to here. Could do with this going in. Don't tell me. Oh, 41 points. Grandstand finish for the Irish pair. Tied in the clubhouse. Lovely. Grand, they would say that in Ireland. Holt's birdie putt at 15. Yeah, the cross-hander. Straight in, 42 points. They're coming in thick and fast now. Knowles and Holt, they are the pair to beat. 2 handy golfers off 5. Stuart G, we've seen quite a few birdies at 15. This will be another one. And already 39 points to this stage. 48, have a word, 48 points. They were the best scores in 18 holes. Not surprising. Now, running alongside the pairs competition is the final opportunity to qualify for Rockcliffe Hall and the World Championship. And the best 10 singles scores are put through at the final. These are the 10. Barry Lavers, 39 points alongside George Crowe. Teddy Sheringham, at last, does the business, 38 points. Clark, Holt, Rogers, Kelly, Shade and Pease also make it, as does fellow Man United player Clayton Blackmore on 32 points. Those 10 will feature in the World Championship final. And as far as the Trilby Twos final goes, after the shootout, these were the pairings that made it through to the semi-final. Semi-final 1, Sutter and Crowe versus Knowles and Holt. Semi-final 2, Lavers and G against Muldoon and Commons. All that after the break.
The perfect gentleman's playground. The perfect gentleman's playground.
We'll go back to the playoffs of the Trilby Twos in the form of 2 semi-finals. We'll concentrate on semi-final number 1. They play the 18th, par 3, and they'll decide who goes through in aggregate format. So you add both scores together and pit that up against the opposition. So it's Lavers and G versus Muldoon and Commons. Commons first to go. Just 177 yards. More than anything. Hit it straight. It's not straight. And that's almost on the putting green, that one. This is what he did with the second. Chipping it over the top of the bunker. It's pretty well played. Just so out of position with the tee shot. And the par putt looked like this. Go on, get there. Well, it did. And in the end, a bogey 4. Thank you, partner, said Mr. Muldoon. No tee, just little turf there, perked up. Ball on top. Now is this one dispatched at the target? Well, it is. It's on the green, but he's 50 feet from the hole. Pretty much where he was first time round. He holed this putt, so he knows what it does. And this is what he did the second time around. That's a long way offline. So let's see if he can knock this in for the pair to post +1, which would be 7 in total. And he misses on the high side, so that's an 8 for the Irish pair. Will it be good enough? Stuart G playing alongside Barry Lavers, a quiet pair. Going to the right, look at the sunshine on the left-hand side of the golf ball. And right of that right-hand bunker. Tough chip. No sign of a par yet. And still looking very unlikely. 3 shots on this little par 3. Par attempt. Could not leave it short. Don't leave it short, partner. All right, I won't. And he's still going. Double bogey 5 for Stuart G. Look at the pressure. Look at the face. The smile has disappeared. And Barry Lavers going with the little knuckle duster of a fairway wood. And he's slapped this one a bit. Not quite got it all. Not sure why he's getting applause. How bad are the people who are clapping at golf? Now this one was brilliant. That's where it finished. Par putt, which will get them through on a count back. And yes, their 5 and 3 beats the 2 4s of the opposition. If you have the lower score in a tie situation, you go through. So 1 finalist. We know that. Who will meet them? So the second semi-final, Sutter and Crowe versus Knowles and Holt. Knowles and Holt looking very Dempsey and Makepeace. And this is Nathan Holt. That's a good healthy scalp with a mid-iron. And that's the best we've seen. So he found the lawn, birdie putt. Come on. A little short. Oh, and he doesn't get his par, so 4 is the best he can do. Over to you, partner. Jason Knowles. Hit this one a little left and short. And that's going to find the bunker. So a long, long bunker shot for Jason. Splashes it out. He's not made a bad job of that, but a long way for his par. You get in trouble here off the tee. It's difficult to make a 3. And the best they can do is 8 combined, which is 2 over. So, George Crowe. And that's right up into the sky, very high indeed. And that's what he did with his tee shot. Long, long putt, a little bit left to right, up the hill.